So we talked about alpha and beta decay in the last few lessons. The last type of radiation we're going to talk about is called gamma radiation. Gamma radiation, or gamma rays, are high energy photons that are emitted by atomic nuclei, and their wavelength ranges from 10 to the minus 11 meters down to 10 to the minus 13 meters, which is smaller than the size of an atomic nucleus. And if we have a look at the electromagnetic spectrum here, on the far right hand side, this is where you find the gamma rays, just after the X-rays. But unlike alpha and beta decay, where particles are ejected from a radioactive nucleus, in gamma emissions, no particles are emitted. This means there's no change to the proton or nuclear number of the parent nuclide or the parent nucleus. The nucleus is left unchanged before and after the decay. Now, gamma decay occurs when one or more nucleons, for example a proton or neutron, transitions from a higher energy level to a lower energy level or ground state. But how do these nucleons get excited in the first place? During alpha and beta decay, the parent nucleus ejects either an alpha particle or a beta particle, but the remaining daughter nucleus may still have excess energy. For the daughter nucleus to return to its ground state, it must emit energy in the form of gamma radiation. Let's say we have a boron atom that undergoes beta negative decay or beta minus decay, giving us a carbon atom and also ejecting an electron and antineutrino. In beta negative decay, a neutron in the parent nucleus always gets converted into a proton. Therefore, the atomic number or the proton number of the daughter nucleus increases by 1. This changes the element of the atom. So in this case, our boron atom becomes a carbon atom. The atomic number at the bottom here has increased by 1, but the mass number has stayed the same. But this new carbon nucleus is in an excited state, and we represent this here by an asterisk or a star. This means the decay series hasn't finished. In other words, the decay process is incomplete because the resulting daughter nucleus is still unstable. So now the excited carbon nucleus becomes the parent nucleus, and our new nuclear equation shows the carbon nucleus returning to its ground state while releasing high energetic gamma photons or gamma rays. Also notice that the proton number and the nucleon number have not changed during this gamma decay. Gamma radiation can also be emitted after an element undergoes alpha radiation. So we looked at this nuclear equation in our alpha decay video, where we've got uranium-234 undergoing alpha decay. So it spits out a helium nucleus, the proton number reduces by 2, and the nucleon number or the mass number decreases by 4, and that gives us a thorium nucleus. But this thorium nucleus is left in an excited state, and it releases gamma ray photons to return to a stable ground state. And this is what our second nuclear equation shows us. And again, notice that the number of protons and neutrons does not change before and after gamma rays are emitted.